haven't had a lot of caffeine yet, so it's time to do the news. I don't know shit about the news, so you're just gonna have to deal with that. And you know what? And you're gonna have to deal with this too. So I'm gonna tweet out really quick about doing this so that people can watch if they want to. If they don't want to, you know what? I don't blame you. So all right, I'm gonna tweet this out. We're doing this live because I don't give a crap. To be honest, I don't. I gotta put my goatee through my goatee hole because it hurts. All right, there we go. My raggedy ass goatee this morning. All right, you know what? You guys are gonna see me put my goatee together live because it got all screwed up when I was trying to do shit. So here we go. All right. And my thrashed ass office back there. Holy hell. All right, I really need to clean up in here. But editing, you know what I mean? Like you get to edit and you're just like whatever. So hold on, I'm gonna tweet out about this and I'm gonna do the damn news. It's not safe for work. I just want to let you know. But yeah, I'm gonna go on the old Bird app here and tweet out about all this crap. So bear with me. If you don't bear with me, that's your own damn problem. All right. There's the link. You can go on the link if you want to. I better put hashtags in there too for maximum. I don't know why I'm putting the horror community tag. It's not exactly horror community, but whatever. Who cares? Tag. All right. Maybe I should have tweeted out about this before I started talking, but honestly, I don't give a shit. So, all right. There, I sent out my tweet. Now I can get back to you guys. Okay, let's do this. All right. Let's read the news and I'll make assessments about how stupid it is. So, where do you go for your stupid news? You go to Fox News, and then you can make lots of assessments about ridiculousness. All right. So, their first headline, I don't know, Fox, if you don't like this, piss off. I don't care. All right. Sheriffs brace for deadly fallout as America's most dangerous law is slated to going into effect. What dangerous law? It's an experiment on the backs of victims of crime. What are they talking about? Ruled in favor of eliminating the state's cash bail system. Okay. What? It says that the judges across Illinois will not require those charged with a crime to post bail in order to be released from jail while they await trial. Well, that might not be a good thing, but whatever. Who gives a flying crap? All right, next article. Okay, well, I'll go into that. Like, why would you even do that? One, you don't. I don't know if they tax shit. I don't know how that works, but I do know that let's not make the criminals pay to get out of jail, like especially if they're murderers or something. Well, I guess if they're murderers, they're not going to give them bail, but if they're like accused of murder or whatever and no one knows, who freaking knows? I don't know. All right, their next stupid article. Let's see. And I'm not just picking on Fox. I'll go to CNN too. But all right. Oh, here's a good one. You won't believe what Biden is planning to do with your tax dollars. For Christ's sake, I know what he's planning on doing with my tax dollars. All right, he's planning on probably fixing roads. Yeah, he might be, funding the military a little bit. It's very quite possible that he could be Um, I really don't like. My guess is roads and military, and trying to work on the economy a little bit, and you know, Biden's not doing anything himself. It's all of his handlers at this point, I guess, because he's just I don't know if he even cares at this point. I don't know if I was him, I wouldn't even give a crap. I would just be like, here, someone else do this because I really don't want to do it. All right. I mean, look at what Obama like. Okay, so when Obama went into office, right? He was a suave, dapper mother trucker, right? After 8 years in the office, did you see what that man looked like? He looked like you remember in Married with Children when Al Bundy's like they're trying to have a kid to get like an inheritance or something, and Peg keeps like making him do the deed or whatever, and like he comes downstairs and he's all like on crutches, and he's in like his hair's all white and shit. That's probably what it's like to be president, except for you're not doing it's probably the other way around where you're not doing the deed, it's someone's doing the deed to you constantly. That's the best way I can put being a president of the United States. All right. What's their next crappy article? Oh, here we go. Christians arrested during outdoor service in liberal town. There's no fucking comma in this. Like, how are you supposed to? Christians arrested for maskless outdoor church service to get payout from. See, that's a better headline. The original headline: Christians arrested during outdoor service in liberal town score legal win. There's no like dash or semicolon or like the F. Like seriously. Oh, here we go. Suspected serial killer could have had perfect cover for hiding bodies. Well, I suppose that depends on how long it took people to catch him. Because, well, if it took him a while to catch a suspected serial killer, more than likely he was hiding bodies for a while. So it seems like that's not news. That seems like that's pretty commonplace for serial killers. Call me fucking crazy. I don't know. Whatever. All right. This Is Us star Mandy Moore reveals how much she has received in residual checks. And the caption on it's huge issue, right? This Is Us star Mandy Moore says she's received very tiny residual checks for show. Well, I mean, that's why they're striking, isn't it? Like, because of this BS. She starred as Rebecca on the hit NBC series, and she's talking about like the okay, so this is actually decent news. They're highlighting somebody who's not getting paid for their residuals. So okay, it's like the one time you read anything on Fox News and you're like, okay, all right, it's news, whatever. Did you guys see the video where that one dude? I don't know how old it was, but the one dude was like had his mom call into the show, and she basically just raked him across the coals for being like right wing. It was really funny. Like I'm not right or left wing. I don't give a shit. But like, yeah, that was pretty good. The guy just got put in his place by his mom, who's like, yeah. Hollywood turns on Fran Drescher over Kim Kardashian Italy photo as strike looms. What the hell is that even? The hell does that even mean? Christ. Feel free to leave comments in the side if you want to. If you're even watching this, who the hell knows? I know that I'm watching it. All right. Let's see. Oh, I gotta back out of this. You know what though? I'm actually kind of curious as to like what picture they piqued my interest. I want to know what the hell picture they're talking about. Kim Kardashian posted a photo. I always wanted that show to be called Keeping Up with the Kardashians, and it would have been like the Star Trek civilization, the Kardashians, and then Chloe's like all mad and angry, and she's got like phaser rifles. That would be pretty funny. And Caitlyn Jenner shows up, and then Caitlyn Jenner shows up, and she's like, "What are you doing? You're messing up the neutral zone, or whatever the hell." I guess that's Romulans. I don't know. All right, let's see. Being criticized for flying to Italy over the weekend for a Dolce and Gabbana event and smiling for a photo with Kim Kardashian. Okay, that's bullshit because yes, there's a strike going on, but yes, you still have a life, and it was probably a pre-planned trip. These people act like celebrities can do stuff on a drop of a dime, and it's not true. Like she probably had this shit planned. Like you can't, you're spending, especially if you're going like where the fuck was this? I'm an awful news anchor. But this is I used to do a morning show on the radio, and I did this exact same thing, right? Except for not in a dirty, cluttered ass office where all my trauma props are still everywhere. Um, let's see. Oh, sorry guys. That's why there's no caffeine because I'm bloody tired. All right. Yeah, so it was she flew to Italy over the weekend. Yeah, Italy. They don't really say, I don't think here. Whatever. Oh, actress Laura Lee wrote, "Hey, Fran Drescher, why are you gallivanting around?" That was Laura Lee. I don't even know who that is. Hey, Fran Drescher, why are you gallivanting around when our strike is looming? Super bad look. And with Kim, who recently crossed the WGA picket line, no less. Like I said, it was probably a pre-planned trip. You're not gonna like sit there and fucking flight to Italy is like 2 grand. If you, especially if you don't want to like be uncomfortable, it's even more. I know that when I fly, I typically try to fly first class if I can because I'm a big dude and it's just uncomfortable in those tiny seats. And then you get stuck next to some guy wearing a tank top who hasn't worn deodorant since 1983. Ugh. So, but she's not gonna like get rid of her $3,000 plane ticket. It's like this is something she said she was gonna do. Maybe for all you people know, maybe she went over there and she did that event or whatever, and she was talking to Kim like, "Hey, it would be awesome if you could be supportive and not do that, like crossing the picket lines and stuff. That's really crappy." Maybe there's a conversation like that. We don't know. Don't make assessments like I make assessments. All right. And Sean Penn slams Hollywood. So this is a headline. Sean Penn slams Hollywood producers as banker guild amidst writer strike. Okay. Well, when I saw Sean Penn slam somebody based on the history of Sean Penn, I was like, did he actually fucking slam somebody? All right. All right. Let's go back to the headlines here. I've spent way too much time talking about the Kardashians. Okay. Jason Aldean and wife Brittany fight back after backlash over new song lyrics. The, the country music television removed the music video for Try That in a Small Town. Okay. Oh, wow. Try That in a Small Town has sparked backlash for its perceived racist content and had its music video pulled. Okay, so first off, I don't think that Jason Aldean, like a big country star, is going to do something intentionally that's going to harm his reputation. That's pretty stupid. Like, I don't think his people are going to let him do that. Oh, okay. So Try That in a Small Town was released in May, and the lyrics speak to small towns not putting up with riots and lawlessness that many cities faced in 2020. So one of the lines from the song, it says, "Has got a gun that my granddad gave me. They say one day they're going to round up. Well, that shit might fly in the city. Good luck. Try that in a small town." Well, I mean, if you've lived in a small town, like I come from a small town, right? My town that I come from is famous for a standoff between, like it's famous for a standoff between the state police and the town's own militia. They went head to head in like the 1950s. It was a big deal, So I come from a small town, so I could see that shit happening, and that's the thing. It's a very very different mindset in the small towns, and it's not necessarily like I don't agree with it in some cases, but you know whatever. I don't think it was racist. I think there was just like he was just telling a story about how people in a small town will put up with dumbass shit. I mean, because that's the thing. You can't sit there and say rioting. Like rioting is not a good thing, no matter what it's for. You don't riot. Protesting is a great thing where you definitely protest the things. That's a cool thing about this country. We're allowed to do that without getting shot. But like, yeah, protesting is definitely a good thing, especially in those situations and what was going on at that time in 2020. But writing is never good. So basically, the story seems like he's talking about like anyone who violently protests with writing, trying to do that in a small town. I don't know. Whatever. I don't listen to country music. For all I know, he was going on about whatever, and his dog died, and they played it backwards, and he got his truck started working again, and his dog came back to. I don't know. You know? Oh, like my phone popped up and I was reading these things. Fox News wants to send you notifications. Well, that's a quick block. All right. Yeah, like I said, you don't know though. Like it seems like Fox News would automatically, the way they do things, they would automatically be like, "Oh, they're yelling at this guy for Powerball player hits $1 billion jackpot." Oh, I bet you he's going to do great things with that money. I really need caffeine. I'm such a dick. Let's see. Whistleblower names appointee and donor who refused to charge Hunter Biden. I don't even care. I'm not even going to read that. Teen says small change to GI Bill would make kids flock to the military as recruiting sinks. Now, the GI Bill was great. I used it. Hell, I had enough to use it twice. Like I used it for like 2 different degrees. It was freaking awesome. Let's see. So if they've improved it, hell. Let's see, but it didn't really. Yeah, they have to get through a bunch of bullshit about the background of this person talking, which I don't care. So this year, there's a legislation that would create a pilot program allowing 250 GI Bill eligible veterans to receive a grant to open their own business or purchase a franchise. The grant would be equivalent to the maximum amount under the GI Bill. The veteran would also be required to participate. Well, okay, if college isn't for you, you can use your GI Bill to like start some. Okay, I mean, hell, why not? You know. All right, let's back out of that. I guess it should be time to do the weather. All right. So let me put my weatherman voice on for you guys. No one's watching this shit, but it's humoring me, so I don't care. Today, the weather. It's gonna be hot as shit down in the Southwest, okay? All the way across Texas, California, Arizona, New Mexico, Louisiana, Alabama, Mississippi. I know they're not in order, but kiss my ass. And some parts of Florida. It's gonna be hot, okay? Everybody knows that when it's hot, it's hot. So I don't know, that's bad. But yeah, so it's gonna be hot as shit across Texas, California, like in the southern part of California, uh, New Mexico, Arizona, I'm trying to go through maybe like Oklahoma even, and all the way across like the southern half of the state. Like it's gonna be awful. People are gonna be melting. They're gonna be eyes popping out. You're gonna have to poke them back in with a stick or something. That was from one crazy summer. That yeah, I feel for you guys. That sucks. It's hot here too. Not nearly as hot as it is for you. So I feel for you because that's just uncomfortable. I love hot weather, but not that hot. Like that's way too much for even me. But and I hate it when people are like, "Well, it's a dry heat. It's a dry heat down in the Southwest." It's like, yeah, so there's nothing moisturizing your skin while that 115-degree, you know, s- beam of death is coming down on you, melting your face. Yeah, okay, but it's a dry heat, so that's fine. So that's the weather. Oh, I guess in the north it's going to be hot and there's storms and shit, and there's still occasionally we're still getting smoke. down from Canada's wildfires because I don't know, whoever did that gender reveal party needs to have their asses beaten in with a shovel. Um, I really don't know what happened. I don't know how it was caused. All I know is occasionally, even down where I am, the smoke gets down here and it like hazes out the sky for like a week. It's pretty fucking weird. Never seen anything like that in my life ever. It's like you think after like a month and a half they would have put the fire out. I don't know. Like I'm not a fireman or a fire responder or whatever the hell. All right, let's go here. Next one. A lawyer reveals how wife found out husband was Gilgo Beach suspect. Oh, that's the serial killer guy again. I don't give a shit. We already talked about that. Man, are they just repeating their shit now? Like, yeah, I'm going through the thing and now they're repeating their stuff. So there's a whole nother headline. Fans fume after CMT pulls Jason Aldean music video. Gone woke. God, quit saying woke for Christ's sake. That's such a stupid ass word. Like, you can say it in the privacy of your own home if you want to, because that's your right. But god damn it, stop posting it all over. Gone woke. And it's not even woke. In most aspects, it's gone fucking like legitimately like empathetic, and sympathetic and everything else. So if I said that wrong, I don't know. Fuck off. Um, all right. AOC responds to after Nikki Haley puts her name squad members. What? I hate these headlines. They don't make any goddamn sense. AOC responds after Nikki Haley, who I don't even know who the hell that is. That's probably my own fault. Puts her name squad members. That puts her name and squad members. That see these headlines make goddamn sense. I don't even know what the hell that means, and it's politics, so I don't give a shit. Netflix breaks bad news to some of its subscribers. What again? What are they doing now? Are they gonna charge back fees for people that canceled like 10 years ago? They're gonna be like, oh well, you owe us because you used it once and there's a settlement or some bullshit. Pushback over Netflix password crackdown. Okay, so the Netflix thing, which I always thought was really funny, was you can go and like see this tweet from this guy or whatever, the CEO who's telling everybody to do their password sharing. And then like 2 years later, it's stupid. Like 2 years later, they're going on about how like don't password share, kiss our asses. Whatever. All right. No comments on my chat window, man. People do not like me doing the news. There's probably a reason for that. Um, Crackdown pays off. Netflix, which is set to disclose its second quarter results. Blah blah blah. Don't give a shit. Okay, nothing really worth it. It's gonna be funny when I switch over to yeah. Tattooed Reverend gets hate online as Cathedral defends her new leadership role. Okay, so there's a Reverend with tattoos and the Cathedral defends her. That's pretty rad. Good for you. There's another Hunter Biden bullshit. Don't give a shit. AI could help normalize child sexual abuse as graphic images erupt online. Well, I mean, I guess that's one really good way to use robots. Instead of having them like write entertainment shit and take people out of jobs, you could use the AI for good and like, you know, help that shit from happening. Jesus. So, there's a study or there's a article here about some Democrat rips up remarks, bungles Constitution. Have you any of you read the Constitution? They're bitching to this guy for bungling the Constitution. That shit's hard to remember. Like that takes a while, and especially if you're like going into individual articles and all that shit. That's that's a pain in the ass. Like I guess that's like yeah, I don't know. I guess I don't know. Fucking weird. Here's another article about Jason Aldean. So I guess it's a slow news day on Fox. Derek Chauvin to appeal George Floyd murder conviction. Okay, well, let's hope that doesn't like. I don't know. I'm not even gonna go into sides on that because that whole situation was fucked up. Burglary suspect picks wrong house as homeowners, both armed, swiftly shoot him. That's kind of funny, actually. Don't break into my house, or I will beat the shit out of you, if not worse. College football coach gives witty response to beer question. Okay. So my guess is like they're like, what kind of beer is the official beer of your college, of your football team? He's like, I don't know, it's college, Pabst Blue Ribbon, and everyone's laughing at him, and he gets laughed out of the building because it's fucking PBR, and yeah, I don't know. I guess that is the official beer of college, isn't it? That and that like fat, no, not fat tire, but like I don't know what Ice House, I guess would be another cheap beer. Ice House, the official beer of Penn State. That's all they need. All right. Police announce big break after dad beaten to death protecting child following school fight. Holy shit. I'm going to click on that one. Arrested a suspect in the May beating death of a father who sustained life threatening injuries while defending a child after a schoolyard fight. Holy shit. This dude died on May 20th. Damn. 2 months ago in Brooklyn. What the hell? Like, this is not telling me what the hell happened. Okay, the boy 14 had gotten in a fight at Brooklyn Park Middle School with another kid, and they wanted to continue the fight after school, but Wright told him he was not going to let them fight with the boy. His fiance told the news that the suspect then turned their attention on Wright, telling him that if the boy would not fight, they would fight him instead. Okay. Well, I thought there was like all these anti-bullying campaigns now, and people don't do that shit. I guess it still happens. I know in my kid's school, like nobody fights anybody. Like I was subbing at one point at the school in the mask too. And I was asking the kids because like I would walk down the hall and everyone was just happy. And I'm like, so I go, I'm glad that you guys are all happy. I go, in my generation, everyone hated each other and they all wanted to fight every 5 seconds. I'm like, do you guys have fights here anymore? And the kids are like, no, like, why would we fight? We all get along. I'm like, okay, fair enough. That's a fair enough answer for me. So yeah, I thought there was a lot of stuff that was stopping this, but I guess people are still going to be dicks in the long run. This is definitely not Weekend Update, or I would have had this shit written out. But honestly, I didn't know I was going to be up this early, and this gives me something to do for a little while before I had to go to take my kids to a doctor's appointment. Another article about gospel legend Pat Boone decries attacks against Jason Aldean's song. Whatever, we're going to get rid of. Yeah, we're going to go away from that. One of the things I used to do on the radio is I used to do Yahoo News headlines when Yahoo was still kind of prominent. But this is better because Fox News is very one-sided about their stuff. Gunman had 1,800 rounds of ammo as he launched murderous. What the fuck? Where was this at? North Dakota. A man armed with 1,800 rounds of ammunition, a grenade, and other explosives in his car unleashed a murderous barrage of fire as he ambushed officers who were investigating a routine crash. Holy shit. Some dude shot off a bunch of officers, blah, blah, blah. Jesus, I hope they dropped him like a bad habit. That's like some lethal weapon shit right there. Like that's the shit where like the cops are investigating something and then like the South African government comes in from like 1987, not now, but they come in and they're just like shooting up everything because of Krugerrand. All right. Philippines closely monitors threats of invasion of Taiwan. So China looks like China is going to invade Taiwan. I had some friends from China who really didn't like the Chinese government. Like they were some of my friends from college, and they were like saying they wanted to stay here, they couldn't stay here, but they're like, when we get back, my friend was like, I'm gonna grab my girlfriend as soon as I get home, and we're gonna flee to Taiwan. And so if China goes and invades Taiwan, that's gonna suck balls. He probably should hop on a boat and go down to see if he can get into Guam or the Philippines or something. I don't know. That's pretty crazy though. But the China's been wanting to do that for years. They've been pissed off about the Taiwan thing forever. Just like, and I don't get it. China's so vast. Like China's such a big country. They don't fucking need the space. Like they don't it's not like they need Taiwan for something unless there's like some kind of export thing that they want or some kind of, you know, like mineral rights or some bullshit like that, but I don't get it. Like it's such a huge country and a lot of it is untapped. Like you go to the you go to like the east coast of China and it's a fucking dumpster fire. Like every city is like full of smog. You can't even breathe and shit. And then people wonder like why we got the pandemic. I guess I don't know if they ever figured out from Wuhan, but yeah, I don't know. But China's so fucking big that like why do they need Taiwan? Why do they need, you know, wherever the Dalai Lama is? I can't. Um, Tibet. Why do they need that? They don't need that. They're just being dicks. There's no reason for it. It's just fucking a reason to shoot somebody. I guess I don't know. All I know is that's stupid. Dumbasses. New study reveals that home appliance that spews more benzene than secondhand smoke. I don't even know what the hell gas appliances. Basically, this is just a giant thing where people need to get to buy energy efficient electric appliances and not use gas. So it's like, okay, well, that makes me really upset that I have a gas water heater. I don't know if that's an appliance, but I don't know. Oh my god, are you fucking serious? People are consuming 20 meal team borax, a new TikTok trend. Okay. And this is something I can really sink my teeth into. So you remember the Tide Pod bullshit, right? And all these dumbasses were gonna go online and eat Tide Pods, and they're getting sick and dying, and like now you got people eating borax. So this is Darwinism, all right? Like this is fucking Darwinism. Whichever child, George Carlin said, whichever child eats the most marbles doesn't grow up to have kids of his own. That's exactly what this is. This is evolution weeding out idiots. If you're stupid enough to eat borax or a Tide Pod or something, you deserve the discomfort. I'm sorry, morons. Do we have to start putting Mr. Yuck stickers on everything? Is that what we got to do? Fucking Mr. Yuck stickers, a giant green fucking evil frown face. We have to put on shit so you don't eat it. Are you serious? You fucking morons! What the hell? Fucking eating borax? Uh, oh my god! The internet is evil. I swear to Christ, like the internet is causing people to become. I had this conversation with my children. The internet in its purest form, information technology, great, whatever, cool. People have turned. People are not responsible with that kind of power. You know, like fucking nobody read Spider-Man books, and no one ever heard Uncle Ben say you know with this greater power comes a greater responsibility. No one ever fucking read that apparently, or even saw the movie in fucking 99 or 2000 or whatever. 2001, I guess, maybe. I don't fucking know, but what the hell? Like the internet is making people stupid and now they want to be stupid on camera. And oh, Jesus, like you know, so I tell my kids, like, and my kids, they're very much like a cynicist, like me, very cynical, which I've raised them properly because I've taught them to weed out bullshit. And oh my god, like I people are consuming borax, a new TikTok trend that experts are calling patent patently dangerous. What the fuck is patently dangerous? When TikTok user Chim Thug, I guess Kim Thug, A PhD candidate in synthetic organic chemistry took to the app to warn people against recklessly poisoning themselves by ingesting borax. So, good. So, someone was like, don't do that. The video, which quickly garnered more than 1.8 million views and all these likes and all this other bullshit, contained a compilation of TikTokers within the natural holistic medicine community who are ignoring the warnings of consuming borax. I make fucking laundry soap out of borax. Like, what the hell? And why the hell would you do that? Is it just so you can be funny on video? Piss off. Seriously. You're the reason why the internet is a fucking joke, douchebags. I just don't get it. And I didn't get the Tide Pod thing either. Like, why would you purposely ingest that? Like, to be on camera and be stupid, like you could fake it. You could fake doing that. Ugh. Yeah, it's raw borax that's mined from the ground and converts it to a powder for your easy use. God, people are stupid. People just get dumber and dumber every day, and it's making me sick to my stomach. I really need coffee. I've been such an asshole. But I mean, you know what? I would hope that anyone watching this who aren't watching this see that this shit's stupid. Like, and they're not getting mad at me for pointing out how dumb these fucking TikTok people are because, Jesus Christ, these are the kids. I sound like my fucking dad, but these are the fucking people that are going to be running our country in like 40 years. The dumbasses that are eating Tide Pods and fucking eating borax. We're all fucked. Jesus Christ. I don't know. There's an article about Jeff Bezos is the third richest man in the world and makes Betty Crocker or something or rather. I don't know. Scott Brand toilet paper's insane TikTok ad is being accused of shaming. Here we go again. More TikTok horse shit. Former Google recruiter says applicants Google have zero chance of moving ahead. And I don't know. Holy, what did I do? This NFL star retired at 28. What the fuck? This NFL star retired at 28 to start selling Pokemon cards, and he's made over $11.5 million in less than a year. And then it talks about talks about different things you can do. He netted a $108,000 profit by simply opening a box of Pokemon cards on a live stream and auctioning them off. Okay, so it's not that they're rare Pokemon cards. It's just this guy is a celebrity, football NFL player celebrity, and he opened a box of Pokemon cards, and because he touched them, people were spending an ass load of money on it. Okay, people, go find something else to spend your money on. Just because some fucking anus football player fucking touched a Pokemon card and you're shelling out like $100,000 on these fucking things, you're an idiot. Jesus. Like, you know what? Pokemon's fine, whatever. I'm not saying Pokemon's stupid. I'm saying that buying a Pokemon card becomes because some a-hole decided to like touch it is stupid, and you probably need to be tar and feathered in Times Square. Or in Town Square. What a Times Square. Why the fuck did I say Times Square? Although that would be really funny if some rando just brought a bunch of people up to Times Square that were being dickheads and they just tar and feathered them and like everyone's looking around. You see the Canon video in the background on the big screen. People are looking around. Giuliani's like, this is what I tried to stop. And yeah, I would laugh my ass off. And then someone live streams it. That would be fucking hilarious. From sacking quarterbacks to pulling charge. God damn it. Kenny Chesney's days as a bachelor are over, by the way, and no one gives a shit. Russia warns against any ships traveling to Ukraine from Thursday. Okay, Putin, it's time to stop. Like, you're not getting anywhere with it. Ugh. this reminds me of like a politician who went in. I'm not gonna say any names or anything. You probably can figure it out. But this and it's not even that I don't know anything about the politician, but this is what I do know. It sounds to me as if like a politician went into office and tried to do something and go into a country and invade it and off somebody, and it couldn't get the job done. So, you know, 20 years later, their their progeny he becomes president and then decides to go back over there and do the same thing to because daddy couldn't get the job done. That's what it sounds like to me. I don't know. I'm not a news guy. I'm just telling the news. I'm actually probably more qualified to give you the news than 90% of the people that give you the news. Just saying. Why so many people are against the Sound of Freedom movie? Well, I can tell you exactly why I'm against the Sound of Freedom movie. It's because Angel Studios keeps posting shit up on they've paid out money to put shit on social media. So every 5 fucking seconds, a goddamn ad for a stupid movie that I'm never gonna watch because I don't care is popping up in my Twitter feed and pissing me off. That's why I have a problem with the Sound of Freedom because it's stupid. And because you people are trying to force me into watching some bullshit. I'm not gonna, it's like I'm not gonna watch the Trinity Broadcasting Network's movies either. So quit putting that shit on my feed. I don't fucking care. Like even if it was the best movie ever made, if you're forcing that shit down my throat, it's gonna make me not fucking want to watch it. It's the same with wrestling. When I see a bunch of wrestling posts about like these, oh, we love this wrestler, it makes me fucking hate the wrestler. I don't even want to watch it. So there you go. There's another rant from Fantastico. Cracks are emerging in Israeli's military. Okay. You mean like it has been for like the fucking past 100 years? I guess not 100 years. I don't think they've been around 100 years, but whatever. Let's see. Woman in France hit by I shouldn't laugh. Woman in France hit by suspected meteorite while drinking coffee. Wow. Honduras wants to build West's only island prison colony and so Escape from LA. Nice. So Honduras wants to recreate Escape from New York and Escape from LA. Okay. Yeah, that might not actually be a bad thing. Just let them all get together and start their own shit, and eventually it's probably not going to end well for anybody. Unless something happens and the guy gets a hold of a code, and to shut down things. Have you seen these giant piles of rocks at Yosemite? I've seen a lot of giant piles of rocks at Yosemite. That's not news. And then I get an ad. If you can name 10 of these actors, you're old. You know what? Go fuck yourself. There's a picture of Patrick Swayze on this ad for this. Is like, if you can name 10 of these actors, you're old. You know what? Well, you're a fucking dick. Here's 10 actors. If you know who these 10 actors are, you're a fucking dick. Piss off. Call me old, you pricks. All right. British spy chief who goes by the code name C says M16 channels more something or other. U.S. couple bought a rundown farmhouse in Portugal. Good for them. Congratulations. You bought a house in fucking Portugal. Chemicals for Mexican fentanyl, not from China embassy in Mexico, says. Okay. Disney ending $1 billion move amid DeSantis lawsuit could be a big issue. Okay. Nobody needs $1 billion. Okay. Nobody needs that much money. If you have billions of dollars, you're a dick. Let's see. Tech exec who trashed his body for 23 years now spends $2 million a year. Okay. I don't give a shit. That's like wrestling. That's wrestling. Those people abuse I was involved in it. Most people abuse the shit out of their fucking bodies. They don't get $2 million. The fact that some asshole who probably didn't do nearly as hard of work as a professional wrestler is getting $2 million a year. I don't know. Let's see. Iraq expels Swedish ambassador over planned Quran burning. Well, don't burn somebody's religious symbol. That's just fucking stupid. Like I've met several people in my stints in the military and things like that, like people from the Middle East. They're like a lot of those people are very nice people. They just want to live their fucking lives. And then you go in there, you're some dickhead, what is he? Yeah, ambassador goes in there and wants to burn the fucking Quran. What's the point of that? Even though even the good people there like are still they're still religious and you're just fucking with them at that point. So piss off. These people, woman who dated Rex Hoyerman says he wouldn't. I don't even know who the fuck Rex Hoyerman is. Why do I even give a shit? Texas A&M president says she didn't know about job offer changes that led to whatever. I don't know anything about that. Ooh, Shakira faces new probe over alleged tax fraud in Spain. Hips don't lie. Just saying. Russia received millions of dollars worth of equipment from U.S. What? I don't know about that, man. Let's go to the whole article here. Russia received millions of dollars worth of equipment from U.S. companies to keep its oil trade afloat after the invasion of Ukraine. Russia received over $2 million worth of equipment from U.S. oil firms in the year following its invasion of Ukraine. Those sales help keep Russian oil and gas flowing to the global market. Russia purchased 5,500 items from the top U.S. oil field service provider. That's capitalism, and that's really surprising that they're doing that. But at the same time, the U.S. is probably doing it because there is a system in place for the world for oil and shit like that. And if you fuck it up and you do embargoes and things like that, it's gonna fuck up the entire world trade as far as like that. Because they did that's probably why we're not spending $6 a gallon on gas right now. At least not around here. Maybe California is. I don't know. I'm not there. So we'll get back out of that. It seems like too controversial. Someone might get pissed off at me for it, and getting pissed off at me for this, like piss off. Disney heiress arrested outside private luxury airport in New York. This is the most obvious place to start. Move over, Mulan. There's a new Disney princess here to save the day. Abigail Disney, and heirs to the astronomical franchise fortune. She was attending a protest against the use of private jets and their enormous environmental impact. Okay, so she got arrested for protesting. Maybe if she was protesting in the wrong place. You can protest in a public forum. You cannot protest on private property. It's just, that's fucking common sense. Let's see. Let's go through. 60 Minutes drops a bomb about Titanic submergible tragedy. Okay, these people are dead. Give it a break. All right, just give it a goddamn rest. It sucks that people died. People are always like, they're rich. They deserve to die. Nobody deserves to die from a tragedy unless they're a bad person. Okay, like, and even then, like, it's like, do you really need to like? These people glorifying the fact these people died, and they're all happy about it just because they had money. It's like, okay, you could not like a person. That just seems like it's just jealousy. You know, it sucks that someone died. You know what I mean? Like that's awful. It's awful that someone like died from a tragedy, and these people are just like, that's funny because they were rich. It's not funny. Like, you know, so it's not. That's stupid. If you say that you're happy about these people dying just because they were wealthy, you're a fucking asshole. Just saying. Republicans apparently agree Trump should be prosecuted and held accountable. Okay. If he committed a crime, he should be held accountable. It's fucking not news. That's common sense. The rise of the robots. NYPD signs New Deal. RoboCop? No, that's Detroit. A man unearthed 700 gold coins in a Kentucky cornfield. Okay. Gigi Hadid was arrested for marijuana possession. I don't know who Gigi Hadid is. Tesla stock is worth only $85 after gross margin whiff. Threads has reportedly lost half of its active users in just a week, as Zuckerberg claims tens of millions now come back daily. To fucking Facebook? Dude, Facebook is like the most, like, if you want to learn about the Bible, you go and read people's feeds on Facebook. If you want to like be involved in massive toxic, like Facebook's toxicity levels in some groups are like way fucking worse than Twitter, and Twitter's already awful. Like Twitter's awful. Facebook is just fucking just ugh. Christ. I'm almost done because I'm getting tired of dealing with it. Hey, good morning. Good morning, real Pamster. How's it going? I didn't even see you chatted on the window. I didn't even look over. Hope you're doing well today while I read this news. Fully AI generated influencers are getting thousands of reactions. Okay. Once again, I don't give a shit. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I don't do this often. I woke up this morning because I talked to everyone earlier. I had a doctor's appointment. I thought I had a doctor's appointment this morning at 8 a.m. So I got up at 7:50. I come down here and I log into my doctor's appointment and realize that I checked the date of the appointment after midnight last night. Didn't realize it. So I thought today was the 21st. So I'm stupid. Basically. I'm glad you're doing well. And I did go yeah. Yeah. Let's see. I'm glad I'm not alone in that. I do dumbass shit like that all the time. Tesla driver shares disturbing video after being harassed by a pickup truck. Must be in Indiana. This sounds like an Indiana thing. A couple of good old boys with a pickup trucks being a dick to somebody with an electric car. That's big news. Texas mom arrested after unnecessary medical procedures performed. So the mom did the medical procedures? Let's see. Dude, yeah, me too. Like, I don't even have to wear glasses most of the time, but even when I do, I forget. I forget everything. I fucking forget everything. All right. Yeah, I know, right? She probably got it from wish.com, right? The Wish app was arrested in Rusk County last week after being held. Let's see. Subjecting the person to multiple unnecessary. Okay, well, let's get to the goddamn medical. Said the medical child abuse has been happening for an unknown amount of time. They're not telling us what the hell she did. Like, I'm going through here and they're like, the sheriff's office said the medical child abuse has been happening for an unknown amount of time. Investigators believe Gasser has had multiple unnecessary medical procedures performed on her 3-year-old child. What the fuck? The fuck is wrong with people? Like, seriously. Like, how stupid do you have to be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna perform surgery or a medical procedure on my 3-year-old? And this lady looks like what's her face from Here Comes Honey Boo Boo. All right, back up here. Tampa judge sentences driver to 40 years and 154 mile per hour crash. That dude, if that guy was, did he? I'm guessing that he didn't crash into anybody else going 154 miles per hour, because then he would be dead too. Holy shit! So my guess is he caused a crash. Now it says this guy was impaired by alcohol while driving his Audi on the night of December 15th, 2021. He struck the back of a Toyota Camry. The collision sent the Camry flying into the air and caused it to explode, killing the vehicle's driver. That's some fucking Fast and Furious shit right there. Jesus. You know, never the person that causes these accidents is never the one that get hurt. It's fucking stupid. Let's see. We had to have ear tubes put in my son. He kept getting double ear infections. Yeah, no shit. Agreed. Like, my kid had problems with that too. Wow, okay. Iraq to summon U.S. ambassador over remarks about Christian leader. What? From Reuters. Iraq's president said late on Wednesday he would summon the United States ambassador to Baghdad over critical remarks by U.S. State Department spokesperson. Usually I just read these headlines and make assessments, but sometimes I have to click on them and see. Let's see. Sacco, blah, blah, blah. I'm reading this and I'm just seeing words now. You didn't make it obvious about the story. Here's another Hunter Biden. It's like the 15th Hunter Biden crap after cocaine found. Holy shit, they found cocaine in the White House? Well, I'm not really surprised about, especially in the 80s. I'm sure there was a lot of cocaine in the White House in the 80s. Just saying. Shows President Biden standing on the White House balcony with several other people, including his wife and son, Hunter. And at one point in the video, Hunter Biden walks behind Jill and appears to touch his nose. Hunter Biden taking a hit of that Perico in front of children at White House, same day they found cocaine. Our rating false. Like they're assessing whether or not that's true. Whatever. Sure. Chris Christie pokes at DeSantis. We don't make our country better by, well, we don't really make our country better by a lot of things nowadays. So I'm not even going to click on that. Military veteran who stormed Capitol with loaded pistol is sentenced to 7 years in prison. Okay, so why do you have to point out it's a military veteran? Anybody who would enter the Capitol building with a pistol should be doing 7 years in prison. The guy didn't go to the Capitol building with a gun because he was a military veteran. Dickheads. I hate that shit. They brand military veterans as these awful fucking people, and it's like, no. Everybody makes their own decisions. Let's see. Oh, I tried to gouge it. This is a good Shark Week article. I tried to gouge its eyes, but it started swimming with me. Why shark attacks are on the rise. The screams were unmistakable, as was the fin circling the man in the pristine blue. This is like some like very descriptive writing. The screams, like it could be read by a British man. The screams were unmistakable, as was the fin circling. I sound like Australian. Circling the man in the pristine blue of the Red Sea. Like, why did they have to put that in? Like the screams were unmistakable as the fin circling the man in the pristine blue of the Red Sea. Is this guy like trying to be a creative writer? I mean, that's pretty descriptive, but whatever. Vladimir Popov became the latest victim to be mauled by a shark on the coast between Egypt and Saudi Arabia. Well, I mean, that's pretty messed up. He tried to gouge its eyes, which I guess is what you're supposed to do. I don't know. I have a feeling that when you're in the water and there's a shark, you're pretty much just screwed. You might as well just hear what ex-prosecutor thinks will happen next to Trump. Here's what Fantastico cares about this whole story. Moving on. Yes. Hey, how's it going? Meaty farts. That's a lovely. What the hell? But yeah, I have to double check when I see like it's fake or real. It really is. Like most shit is like fucking Photoshop. You can't tell. Let's see. Um, let's see. At least 2 dead as Russia aims. Like now, I'm like laughing and I do this story. This is why it's such an inappropriate way to do the news. At least 2 dead as Russia aims retaliatory strikes at southern Ukraine cities. Like I said before, can we please stop? Like, there's no. Right now, it's just a pecker contest. Let's see. Alabama is trying to dodge the Supreme Court's order to stop packing black voters into one district. Yeah, that's pretty fucked up. Oh, this sounds like a fun article. Finally, there's a fun. No, it's an ad. Damn it. I hate that shit. They have these headlines and then they throw in these ads, just rando ads for shit. And then I click on it and then it's some website. It was funny. The whole thing was public signs that had us giggling the whole time. Here's a public sign that always had me giggling. Near where I live, there was a place called it was like a gas station restaurant. It was called Cheryl's Eat Here and Get Gas. That was what the sign said. Cheryl's Eat Here and Get Gas. Like, and it became famous because it said that. Like, I think Letterman like put the sign up and shit on his show. Tesla just gave us our first look at the Cybertruck's giant windshield wiper. Okay. Like I'm really getting into like the shitty news down here. Like I'm gonna have to do the weather again, I guess. All right. I'm gonna do the weather because why not? Like I feel bad because right now it's actually not too bad here. It's humid as hell, but it's 74 degrees at 9:30 in the morning. So there apparently there's a hurricane in the Atlantic right now. I guess it is hurricane season, so that makes sense. So I'm gonna do my own news because I'm sick of trying to look it up. So or my own weather. So here it is. In the South, everything is hot as shit and people are melting. Do I need to do my weatherman voice again? Like, should I do that? Today in the weather, down in the South, everything's hot as shit and people's faces are melting. And it's going to be probably 148,000 fucking degrees down south. You don't want to go outside because, oh my God. Yeah. And I was looking at okay, so I was looking at the weather today. I can't keep that voice up, man. I just can't do it. Um, I was looking at the weather today, and they said it was like going to be like super heat, excessive heat warnings down in Texas and parts of Los Angeles and all the way across Arizona, New Mexico. Like, oh my God. Sorry, I'm gonna yawn. It's time. It's finally time for some caffeine, so I'm gonna do that. Oh yeah, damn, that sucks. Cook eggs on the pavement. Oh my God. A little bit of zero sugar Dr. Pepper for the morning. Um, cherry, cherry Dr. Pepper. But anyway, yeah, it's so fucking hot. I saw a fake picture of some lady she put some bread or something in her fucking mailbox, and then like she came out and like the bread's like look at it, it's so great, and like I think one guy on Twitter said that I knew and said he's like that's bullshit. I put my bread in there and it's undercooked. I'm like, well, it's not an oven, although it might feel like one. Like I said, I like the hot weather, but when it gets that hot, and then everyone's always like, it's a dry heat. And I was saying earlier, it's like, okay, so there's no humidity in the air to make my skin a little sticky and not feel like I'm on fire. Oh, unsweet tea now, yes, yes, I do a lot of unsweet tea now as well. Like I don't like sweet tea. I did when I was a kid, but like I'll go to like a I don't know if you have McAllister's where you are, but I'd go to McAllister's and I always get like an unsweet tea because it's nice. I mean, sometimes it's overdone. It's like way too strong. But anyway, I digress about that. But so yeah, like apparently it's supposed to be really, really hot for the rest of the month and into the beginning of August. Some people are saying it's like the hottest it's ever been down there, which is insane. And then we wonder, okay, so how is like our environment not trying to screw us over after years of abuse? But no one wants to talk about that. You know what I mean? Um, so I'm gonna look up right now the temperature in New Mexico. Like, what's the weather for New Mexico? I'm very interested in this. I don't know why New Mexico. You know what? Fuck it. We'll just do Roswell, New Mexico, because that's like what I know from New Mexico. So right now, Roswell, New Mexico, at I guess it's what I guess they're like what 2 hours or 3 hours behind for me. So I guess it's like probably like 6:30 or something in the morning, or maybe like 7:30 in the morning. Um, Jesus, at 1 p.m. down there. Oh my God, at 6 p.m. it's going to be 102 degrees. I wish I could see like the heat index and shit and see how that high that's gonna be. I know here today it's supposed to be very like, and I'm like up north, it's supposed to be um about 95 or something like that today. Mm, let's see. Maybe that's why they saw aliens in Roswell, New Mexico, because it's so fucking hot there. They all got heat stroke and like start seeing and hallucinating and seeing fucking spaceships. That's my guess. I don't know. What the hell do I know? So we did Fox News, we did Yahoo. So let's go to CNN's headlines today and see how different they are. I like to compare and contrast. I'm not a. I'm going to try to make sure that I'm not picking sides here. So and then we start off with a Trump story in which I don't care about. Biden flips Marjorie Taylor Greene's attack into campaign ad using her own words. That probably wasn't very difficult. Uh, Trump bets. These are all stories about Trump and shit. Like Gilgo beach killing suspect's wife unknowingly helped in his arrest. She filed for divorce. Well, I would fucking hope so. CNN team witnesses third night of Russian attacks on Odessa. I still think that why? Like seriously, why? Solar storms, yeah, Jesus. It's insane. Wildlife experts explain what could be blamed to recent bison attacks. Like M. Bison from Street Fighter 2, because Jesus Christ, we're fucked. If it's, oh no, it's just, okay, well, they mean the animal. Sorry. Yeah, I haven't seen anything about the solar storms happening. I don't know anything about it. I'm guessing like solar flares and shit. Like maybe that's what it is. I don't know. Let's see. Damn. All right. Minnesota woman was severely injured by a bison. Oh, the flares, the massive. Oh, yeah. Jesus. That's nuts. That's got to be what it is then. I just hope to Christ we don't get like one massive solar flare and just starts burning shit down. And maybe that's why we're having the fires in the woods and shit up in Canada. I don't know. It's the second instance of a bison injuring a person in the past week. A bison gored a 47-year-old woman Monday morning at Yellowstone National Park in Wyoming. Okay, well, did she try to come up and touch it? Because it seems like the bisons wouldn't come near them unless they were being threatened. Bison. I still think they would be much worse if it was M. Bison. In the wake of two incidents involving national park guests, maybe bison are like, we know what happened to the buffalo. You people are awful, and we're not going to let you get near us. That's my guess. That's yeah. Bulls can be aggressive during the rutting season, mid-July through August. Use extra caution to give them additional space during this time, and not try to touch them. Are you the fucking crocodile hunter? He's like, oh, let me touch him. Let me stick my finger in his bone. That'll really piss him off. I feel bad the lady got hurt, but still, at the same time, Christ, don't go near the bison. Are you dumb? Player quits match in tears as tennis world slams opponent's absolutely disgusting actions. Chinese tennis player Zheng Shuai retired from a match in tears after a tense incident with Amarissa Toth at the Hungarian Grand Prix. Saw Toth use her foot to erase a contested ball mark from the court. Okay, I don't understand that. In Tuesday's opening set, Zhang hit a cross-court forehand that appeared to land on the line with the line judge, and later an umpire calling the ball out. Through the match continued at another point, the disputed call remained a sore point, and Zhang continued to question the decision. As Zhang, ranked 28th, pleaded for the decision to be reconsidered, Toth walked up to the mark on the court and rubbed it away with her foot. And so she started crying and ran off. You'd think that, like, these sports, you'd have to have thicker skin than that, but whatever. Yeah, I don't think people should mess with either bisons, M. Bison or the buffaloes. Yes, Darwinism, for sure, Darwinism. It's like, I was talking about something with Darwinism earlier, like some asshole did something stupid, and then we're trying to figure out, well, then everyone's like, why did that happen? Well, because the guy's a dumbass. You can easily not have these issues and things like that with a lot of things if you're just not a dumbass. Use some common sense for Christ's sake. Do you love my office here where all my trauma props are still everywhere? Don't you love it? Look at all the Francois. There's a Francois for every occasion back there. Let's see. Distressed, well, that's gross. Some distressed woman got sick on the stand during dramatic abortion testimony. Poor lady. That sucks. Infant death spike in Texas after state abortion bans. Yes, that's awful. Infant death spike. So these people, if I'm reading this correctly, is it that people can't get abortions, so when they have their kids, they're killing them? What the fuck? Jesus. Oh my god, that's terrible. Stanley just released the Quencher in a new color, and it will definitely sell out fast. Okay, Stanley, like the fucking knives, like the Stanley Knife Company is releasing Quenchers. I'm pretty sure it's not the same Stanley, but that's really funny. A ticket sold in California has won I talked about this earlier, won the 1.08 billion Powerball jackpot. And I'll say this again, nobody needs a fucking $1 billion. Nobody needs that much money. And you know what? And I hope this person proves me wrong, but I'm pretty sure they're going to do great things with that $1 billion. Well, actually, about what 50% of that goes back to the government or something. Especially in California, they have to pay like 50% of what they get. I don't know. Fox News' host, Democratic mom, called him live on air to give advice. That was really funny. I saw a video of that where basically she called him and just put him in his place, and it was freaking hilarious. Tom Brady has always been looking for speed. He had to retire from the NFL to find it. He couldn't buy speed. I know almost everybody in college could buy speed. I don't know what the fuck his problem is. With his money, you think that he'd be able to do that much easier. For all the talk of DeSantis reset in recent days, he appears when my mom used it in the 60s. Or what speed? Are we talking about speed? Damn. Or the Stanley Quencher. I don't know. Like maybe it was, I don't know, speed. Officials try to piece together why a soldier ran into North Korea. Holy shit. That's like the one thing you don't do. You don't run into North Korea. Are you freaking kidding me? Okay. Soldier, is this like one of our soldiers? Just one day before crossing into North Korea, Private Travis King texted U.S. military handlers let them know he had arrived at his gate of Incheon, the major airport serving Seoul, and was preparing to board a plane back to the U.S. King, a junior enlisted soldier assigned to U.S. forces in Korea, faced assault charges in South Korea and is due to be removed from the U.S. military upon his return. So he fled to North Korea. What a dumbass. That's like the worst thing. And plus, this gentleman is an African American guy. Like, they're not gonna like that in North Korea. Well, I don't know. Kim Jong Un really like Dennis Rodman. I mean, I don't know. I've always heard it's like a very like they don't like anybody who doesn't look the same as them there. Like it's a very closed minded. Like I'm not like slamming any race or anything. It just seems like that would be a bad idea for a country that's very much wanting to keep any outsiders out or anything that doesn't look like them out. It's just my take on it. But anyway, this guy's a dumbass for crossing into North Korea. What the fuck? Gunman kills 2 in Auckland hours before Women's World Cup ceremony. So Auckland, like, they're the guys that was where that tragedy happened. Like, no, it wasn't Auckland, but it was Christchurch. But isn't Auckland in New Zealand also? Like, you think that they would have? I thought they completely like banned guns there. Like, you can't get guns anymore. Whatever. Germany warns of suspected lioness on the loose in Berlin. Are you fucking? So there's a lion running through the streets of Berlin. Jesus Christ. Protesters swarm Swedish embassy in Iraq over Quran burning plan. I love how when I was reading I think it was Yahoo News. They spelled the Koran Koran and not Quran. So funny. It's like some asshole that was writing out their articles like Quran. It's spelled K-R-A. Oh my god. It's no wonder the fucking Muslims hate us so much. Non-Muslims, but just like the very aggressive, angry Muslims. I don't know. Like I don't know. Watch the Guinness World Record holder robot compete against NBA shooting coach. Okay, you're making a robot that can shoot baskets better than an NBA shooting coach. This is how Terminator starts, with stupid shit like this. Like, remember when in Jurassic Park, and I'm sure other people made this joke, but remember in Jurassic Park? Yeah, no shit. How do you not check on that? Hey, um, you remember in Jurassic Park where Jeff Goldblum is like, you spent deciding whether or not you should. You didn't think about, or you could. You never thought about whether or not you should. I butchered the fuck out of that, but you get the gist of it. Mysterious 10-foot wide cylinder baffling officials in Australia. Australia must be very bored. They had a cylinder wash on shore, and they're like, "What is this?" And they're like spending money and resources on this just random. Yeah, that was a boy. Okay, it is true for real life too. Like, I don't. People are just crazy dumb these days. Let's see. Trying to go through. Rare deep sea earthquake fish spotted by divers in shallow waters. That thing looks crazy weird. You don't know if he's going to eat them. What people equal shit? That's what you're talking about? I know that song. Yeah. Yeah. I always point that out all the time. I'm like, wow, Slipknot fucking had it right when they said people equal shit. For sure. What's driving sunscreen's big boom? That's the dumbest goddamn byline I've ever read, or headline I've ever read in my life. What's driving sunscreen's big boom? Maybe it's the fact that people's skin is fucking melting in the southern parts of the country. Jesus Christ. All right. To an American firefighter, honest letter to Canada. Oh boy. This is going to start a war, isn't it? This is going to be a fucking war zone. Let's see. No. Yeah, right. Really. It's like, and down in South, you guys are going to have like SPF 100 and like 250. Remember in Terminator 2 where she's like, if anyone who's not wearing 10,000 sunblock gonna have a real bad day, get it? Okay, dear Canada, what I wouldn't give to turn back the clock 40 years to listen more closely to the harbinger wildfires in the future they foretold of catastrophes to come during my tenure as a firefighter in the United States. Today's smoke rolling in the U.S. from massive wildfires in provinces to the north make me think this is Canada's year to listen to its fires and pivot the way we should have. Listen to its fires like, I don't know. That's weird. Robocup. Yeah, Sunblock 1000. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, this letter's really boring that this guy wrote Canada. It's not even funny. He's just talking like about, he's just being like serious about the wildfires, not just like making jokes. That's not entertaining, buddy. I'm sorry. Read this before you renew Amazon Prime. No. Prime is now $139, but few know these nearly secret tricks. I don't care. Let's see. Over the counter birth control pill is a big win. All right, that's CNN. CNN wasn't nearly as funny as Fox News. Let's see. MSNBC. Let's see what their dumbass news lines say. Biden uses Marjorie Taylor Greene's words against her in hilarious ad. Matt Gaetz unveils measure to defund Jack Smith's investigations. I don't know who either one of those people are. Let's see. I need a new keyboard. I wore off letters on this one and then got stickers for the keys, which I've since also worn off. No, the wildfires are so upsetting. I feel so bad for the people being affected. Yeah. Oh God. Dude, we had here about 2 weeks ago, that shit came down here and it was hard to breathe for like a week straight. Like you couldn't breathe. I felt like I was in the middle of smog filled LA. Like worse than that. It's just bad. Like, yeah. It was really, really bad. I couldn't believe like if it was that bad here, I can only imagine how bad it was up there. Jeez. Let's read entertainment news because that shit's always fun. It's really fun to make fun of celebrities. I bet you every article is going to be about the strike, though, which isn't as funny. I talked about earlier where everyone was yelling at Fran Drescher because she went overseas to do a thing where with Kim Kardashian, even though Kim Kardashian crossed the picket line. So some actor was like screaming at her, like or yelling at her, being like, "You shouldn't do that. You should have not done that." It's like you're not going to sell your $3,000 fucking ticket. I don't know who Dan Wooten is. I don't know who's Dan Wooten. I know Victor Wooten. He was like a bass player. He's the guy who penned that song article about Johnny Depp. He's all listening and believing. Oh, what happened to him? Let's see, Dan Wooten. Let me look him up. British broadcaster, executive editor of the Sun newspaper. Sex images scandal. Is that what it was? What was it? Dan's gay and he's got fresh allegations about misconduct. Wow. I don't know. That's crazy. Of course, I mean, I don't know, man. The entertainment industry is weird. Entertainment news. In entertainment news, the biggest news thing I've heard in forever is that there's going to be a live taping of Fantastico Disaster Piece Theater at the in Huntington, West Virginia on Friday, October 13th, where Fantastico will be showing Redneck Zombies at VoidCon. So that's fun, right? Yeah, yeah, I know. I get to do that. I'm pretty excited about it. They reached out to me not too long ago and were like, "We're big fans of the show. Uh, we want you to come down and do a live episode of your show." And I'm like, "Okay, cool, dude." That's the thing. I'll go anywhere as long as I break even. That's the thing. My wife, if I lose money, my wife will be pissed. But if I go do something and I break even, like someone wants me to come do something, they put me up in a hotel, give me a little per diem, and like pay for my travel. Like I'll go anywhere. So if you ever know anyone who wants me to do that shit somewhere, I'll do it. But the other problem is like my crew has to be there too. So then it gets a little more expensive because I can't do it by myself. I have to have my team. This was a little easier because it was like 5 hour drive, and I'm like, because they were gonna fly me, and I'm like, but I don't have any of my props to do this. So, but it's a 5 hour drive. It's a really easy drive. So I was just like, I'll do it this way because then I can just take all my shit. Like I can bring a few of my crew, and then I can bring props and shit for the show. So because I didn't want to fly trying to tote all that shit around, that would have been a pain in the ass. So, but yeah, that I get to do that, and then I'll be at the Jamboree this year. And there's another really big news thing that I want to say, but I don't think I can yet. I don't know if I'm allowed to announce that yet. But it's huge. I mean, it's big enough to where I'm like a little freaked out about it. I'm like, holy shit, like that's happening. Which I'm so excited to like see what happens with that because it's gonna happen. Like it's already happening. So I just don't know when it's happening. All right. TMZ seems like it would have funny news. Vanna White, partial deal signed with Wheel of Fortune. Vanna White is in one of the movies I'm hosting this new season. She's in Graduation Day, and which is the movie I'm going to be doing on episode 2 of the show. Keep getting like, I need to shave better because I keep getting all these like little. My goatee is so long now that like stuff just gets wedged in there and start tickling my face, and it drives me nuts. Tupac Shakur Vegas raid ends with intense face-off. Okay. Tupac, key Biggie murder detective weighs in on new Tupac Vegas warrant. Wait a second. I thought Tupac. Wait, Tupac's dead. Like, how are they getting a warrant on for Tupac? Finally, be able to close. Oh, they're getting ready to. They might be able to close the infamous case, especially in the light of whose home they raided. Well, he was with LEP. You join us. Oh yeah, like my mohawk is so long now. Like underneath this thing, it's so long now that it gets in my face. Like I have like a Misfits death spike thing going. And like so I have to keep it pulled back now or it drives me absolutely fucking bonkers. Ugh. Like sorry. Oh, you mean my goatee? That's yeah, I just haven't done it yet. She's on the shelf. She just had surgery, so she can't do it anytime. Like she's down to one arm for a couple of weeks, so she can't do shit. But uh yeah, my hair is probably long enough. My mohawk's probably long enough where I could braid it a little bit, and then this is definitely beastly enough now that I can. That was always in the plan to braid it, so we'll see. I'll probably braid it for the. Are you going to the jamboree this year? Just out of curiosity. Yeah, see, that's what she just had too. Yeah, yeah. She has to have it in both arms. Like she just had it in one arm. She's getting ready to have it in another in the other arm next month. So she's just trying to get it all dealt with now before we have to go to Vegas. Well, that sucks that you're not going. Like that would have been fun. Oh yeah, I get that. I get that. Yeah. Man, I don't know whether they'll probably do. I'm guessing next year if they do one next year. This is driving me nuts. I'm fixing this. Maybe I'm fixing this. It's hard to do it when I can't demask. Yeah, see, I just screwed up. I just screwed up my whole thing. All right. Well, it's just gonna have to be the way it is, I guess. So anyway, I'm gonna fix this real quick. See if I can get all of this here put in. This is the most of my face anyone's ever seen. So ah, damn wardrobe malfunctions. I'm never gonna be able to do the Super Bowl now. Ugh. So anywho, oh yeah. Yeah, I have an autistic kid too. He's 15 and he's very high functioning. He likes to go do stuff, but it's still sometimes it's still a pain in the ass for him to do anything. He doesn't like to. He's a has a thing with bugs. Like anytime there's anywhere where bugs could be nearby, like he is not happy about that at all. Like he can't stand anything buzzing near his ears. It drives him bonkers. It's 10 o'clock. Uh, um, I'm still getting used to this new mask. I can't poke my finger through the side. Let's see. Drive to Vegas back in 2019 to go to a concert and drove back a 2 week trip. Wow, that's crazy. Yeah, Yeah, that's rough, man. I'm sorry. That sucks. I feel bad for him. It's really got to be hard to not be able to convey communication. Like, it's probably very frustrating for him. Yeah, he's no, my kid talks at great length, whether you want him to or not. All the time, all the time. Um, yeah, yeah, and that's all you can do. I mean, autism's no joke, man. Like the communication thing, man. Though that's got to be so rough. I'd feel so bad for him because it's got to, like I said, it's got to be frustrating. He's just probably just like, no, that's not. I'm trying to tell you something, and you're not getting it. And I can imagine that would drive me. That would drive me crazy if I was him. No, that's cool. Told it he wanted you to get rid of it because he just liked the videos. Okay, fair enough. They say that some people say, and some studies that I've read, is that autism is the next form of human evolution. I've read that a couple of times from a couple different sources. It's like it's just kind of how the human mind is evolving. Because that's the thing, like even though it's difficult, most of the time it's difficult socially for autism, just for in my experiences of dealing with, or not dealing with, but you know what I mean, like with my kid, it's mostly a social issue, but that's the thing, like, autistic people are freaking geniuses. They have stuff in their heads the way that they have it, in their head, but yeah, my wife too, she thinks so anyway. She's very, very extremely high functioning, but she thinks she's like that as well. Yeah, yeah, I've heard that. I've heard that they're just autistic people are just they're so advanced, like, as far as their intelligence, it's so advanced, but it's just hard for them. It hasn't got to the point where they can actually come out and convey or to be able to display the intelligence that they have in their head. It's very hard for them to do that, and, which that sucks. I feel so bad. Like I said, my kid's very high functioning, but he's very energetic and he likes to he kind of runs around a lot and he flaps his hands a little bit every now and then. Doesn't do that much anymore, but he runs back and like in the house. Like he'll talk to us and then he'll start running back and forth through the house, like just kind of dancing around and talking to himself, and then he will stop and then he'll be fine for, you know, a little while, then he'll get up again and start moving around. And I've asked him, and he's just like, I asked him, I was like, why do you like do that? And he's like, well, he's like, I just have stuff in my head and I'm trying to get it out. So he goes, that's the only way I can do it. And I just have to do it that way. And I'm like, well, whatever works for you, bro. Is that what it's called? Stemming? His minor stemming, nothing like when he was younger. Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly what my kid Ted said too. It's a release. He has to get it out. I mean, that's how he does it. And because sometimes he talks under his breath, I think because he's 15, so I think he's like giving me shit. I'll tell him to do something. Be like, hey, go clean the bathroom or go take care of the cats or whatever. And he's just like stem like hand flapping. It's like really, yeah. Okay. I didn't know what it was, so that's actually yeah, they will repeat in their heads, like they'll say something and then like they'll say it under their breath again. Is that what you're talking about? The echolea? Because yeah, it's interesting. Because I never knew it. Like we've gone to the doctor and stuff, but they don't know shit about autism. They're just like, yeah, he's on the spectrum, but they don't, And my kid's just like, I don't want to go to like he's functioning enough where he's like, I don't want to fucking go to the doctors. Like I just don't want to deal with that shit. And he's just in his own world. And I think his more problem is like it's like I said, it's social, and then he gets fixated on something. And he gets fixated on something and he won't let it go. Like sometimes it's a bad thing. Sometimes it's a It's a good thing, like, he's very much obsessed, like, fixated on World War II. So he knows shit about World War II that I would say, like, I we've had him talk to a World War II historian, and this World War II historian told us that, like, he knows shit that even he didn't know that he had to look up, and it was right. And then, he gets fixated, like, on certain video games and stuff, like, he's been playing the same video game for, like, 3 years, and he just keeps playing it over and over and over again, and he just keeps bolting up the difficulty. Let's see the difference between echolea and exopraxia. Echolea is the involuntary repetition of language and sounds. Exopraxia is the same, but with actions. Okay, I got you. Okay. Oh, okay. I got you. Well, yeah, I mean, that's pretty cool though. I mean, like I said, it's interesting. It's a very interesting thing to kind of to look into. We kind of just we make sure that he didn't have a stigma about it. Like he knows he's autistic and stuff, and we try to we kind of said, listen, because some people don't like the word retarded, and like it's definitely not a word that's said anymore. But we when he was little, we would kind of make that like a joke so that like if that way if someone called him retarded or something, like he would just laugh it out, and just be like fine with it. And so that's worked out. And so I don't know. It's a very different thing. It's a very interesting thing. Oh yeah. Now when a neighbor gets picking on him, yeah, that sucks. I don't understand. And that with all the anti-bullying stuff going on right now too, you think that people would be a little more, you know, chill with people that have issues and stuff like that. My kid is just, he's like some kid was giving him shit a couple of years in school, and the kid just punched him. Kid just punched my son in the stomach, and my kid just kind of, and we saw the school video, because the principal was all pissed off, and we came in to watch the video. It was really funny. Kid punched my kid, and he just kind of like, how like Bruce Lee does the whole. That's kind of what my kid did. Kid punched him, and he just went, and the kid like went after him again, and my kid just beat the shit out of him. So, but anyway, I'm gonna have to wrap this up. I've got to take my kids to the dentist today, and I have to make sure that they're awake. They were awake, but I don't know if they're still awake. But anywho, um, thank you for hanging out and listening to me ramble for what, 2 hours? Jesus, 2 hours. God, I like the sound of my own voice apparently. Yeah, I'll try to do this more often in the mornings if I'm awake. Something I used to do on the radio all the time. I would do the headlines and stuff. But yeah, you too. Have a great day. Thank you for hanging out. I really appreciate getting to chat with you and stuff. It was a lot of fun. So it's always great when I can interact on the side with people who actually give a shit about my bullshit. So yeah, it was fun. It was a blast. But yeah, take care. I did actually get my application for my PO box, so now I just got to fill that out and go pay for it. I actually caught them while they were open, so um, yeah, I knew you'd be happy about that. I'm happy about that. I'm excited to see what you have in store. So, but yeah, anywho, I'm gonna go and make sure my wife's okay, because like I said, she's on the fence. Not on the fence. What the fuck am I talking about on the fence? She's on the shelf. That's what I meant. And yes. Hey, take care. Have a good day. Okay. All right. Bye, everybody else who watches this later. I don't even know how to shut this damn thing off. There it is. Oh, big red button. Bye, guys.